That's it for the roundup. Now, let's talk about people not enjoying themselves. Government people. Well, they always profit no matter what. The budget that they were trying to pass has failed, and as a result, the government has no budget. It is rudderless. It is running on fumes, chat. What does this mean? Absolutely fucking nothing. Every single goddamn time that this happens, literally nothing changes. Um, and I don't give a shit. I will remind everybody that if you take a look, there's I think it's just budget.gov. Let me find this real quick. I'll show you. Federal budget breakdown. Is it the Federal Treasury fiscal data? No, that's the really. Is it USA spending? This is how stupid the US is. We have like 4 different government websites that break down the US budget. There is one on US Treasury fiscal data, treasury.gov. Then there is usaspending.gov. And then there is the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. So just searching, like, what the fuck? You will find multiple different agencies just responsible for figuring out what the fuck. Okay, now this is my favorite one though. This is the Congressional Budget Office, CBO. So this is our spending. Let's just break down. This is our total outlays. We get $6.8 trillion out the ass, and then our revenues is $4.9 trillion. Take a look at the mandatory spending: $1.5 trillion for Social Security, $865 billion for Medicaid or Medicare, and $618 billion for Medicaid. Let's do a little matharuski here, right? Just real quick. 6.8 minus 4.9. That's a deficit of $1.9 trillion. Minus that by 1.5 for Social Security. Minus that by 865 for Medicare. And then minus that again by 618 for Medicaid. If you were to just eliminate Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, you would have a surplus of $1 billion or $1 trillion a year annually. All we have to do is let old people and the sick die in the streets. Now, you might think, Josh, that is not YouTube safe. That is not a YouTube safe opinion. Fuck it. I don't care. I lived in Ukraine and I saw elderly people picking trash out of bins. And you know what that tells me about them? They don't have any family and they don't have any community that supports them, despite the fact that they had 70 fucking years to find one. And you know what that tells me? They probably suck. If there's an old person who can't find a church or a community group or their own family to support them, they probably deserve it. So that's my proposal. My modest proposal is we simply let the crippled and elderly die en masse. And then we would have a surplus of $1 trillion that we could spend on literally anything that we wanted. How about paying back the debt, as an example? So that's my thought. The other thought that I have is this. You ready? I posited to people. I said, you know what? How does the government benefit me in any way, shape, or form? And the answer that I got was, Josh, you more than anybody else loves the Postal Service. A constitutional provision for the government is the ability to create a postal service. But chat, how about this? Postal Service not affected by government shutdown. The Postal Service operations will not be interrupted by a government shutdown because it's an independent entity generally funded through the sale of product and services, not by tax dollars. That sounds like total post office victory. My stamps carry the Postal Service, chat, not the federal government. They don't need the federal. I mean, sometimes they do. But generally speaking, day-to-day operations, no, child. The only other one that I hear that people bring up is, Josh, what about the interstate? The interstate. You love to drive, Josh. What about the interstate? The interstate budget is funded 4-1 by federal tax dollars. So if you put $1 million into a road, the government gives the state an additional $4 million. How much more in state taxes would it cost to bump up the budget of the Interstate Repair Committee enough that they could repair roads on their own? I guarantee you, dollar for dollar, it's more efficient than the federal government. My income, I think it's like a quarter to a third now that I'm back in the U.S. It went from, by the way, I used as an expat, I had a $100,000 tax credit by not living in the country. Now I just got to eat shit. So every time you give me a super chat, actually my super chats are tax free. Thank you very much. But previously, a a quarter to a third of that was just given to the federal government. So for what? To bribe black people into not rioting. That's basically it. To pay for Israel. I get so angry thinking about it. It's such an absurd thing. It's like it does nothing. The federal government does absolutely fucking nothing. I benefit in no way, shape, or form by the federal government, and it continues to exist. 19%? Where the fuck do you live? What state has 19% income tax? Are you retarded? 19% income tax state. None. New York, Oregon, California all have 15% almost. Where the fuck are you paying 19%? Are you retarded? It's true. Okay, listen. If you live in New York, Oregon, or California, you are handicapped. You are mentally handicapped. Believe it or not, you don't actually have to live there. It's not like a country. You can just leave. They don't want you to know this, and quite frankly, I don't want people in California to know this, but you don't have to live in California. You can just leave whenever you want. You might think, like, well, I got my job there. Quit. Well, you're living in California. What job could you possibly be working where you're in California? And you think, like, yeah, well, this job is really good, so I'm going to keep living in California. Are you fucking dumb? Are you, like, retarded? What's wrong with you? Do the math, motherfucker. You keep 15% more of your money. Are you stupid? They're already in Texas. Yeah, I know how it is.
Thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice!